Guys, it's awesome to be here for a cracking card in Mexico tomorrow. Or I shouldn't say that, should I? I should only say that when I'm on the Sydney show. Thanks, awesome guys. Two guys that are absolutely flying at the moment. JJ and TB, welcome to the preview.
Thanks, Gord. Good to be here.
Thanks, Gord. JJ, good to be here, guys.
And I hear you guys have single-handedly been responsible for a lot of our clients getting their accounts turned off during the week.
I'll be more TB.
Oh, yeah. Certainly not the last couple of days, but maybe over the last couple of weeks. I'm more than happy to hear that, though.
Yeah. Well, the thing that people don't realise is that's not a bad thing, guys. That means you're winning that much money. That the corporates are limiting how much you can get on, which I think a lot of people out there don't realise, guys. That sometimes when you're going, well, the best sign of that is the fact that it actually is harder to get money on. How do you guys handle that?
Well, Melbourne's with the new minimum bet laws, from the prices go up, it's a lot easier. But I tend to wait until I know all the variables on the day. So I'm happy.
So you're a fair man. You're a fair man, JJ.
I am.
Yeah. What about you, TV? You probably wait for the yard, mate. So it'll be similar for you too.
We have bet early a couple of times this week. So yeah, often use other friends to help me.
No, don't say that on the show. Don't say it. Okay, we'll move on. Let's move on.
But yeah, typically late for me.
Okay. Beauty, guys. So the first race, we're going to do the quaddy legs first, and then a couple of races of interest that happened earlier on in the program. And you guys are going to give me quaddy numbers as well for these last four, and also just some ideas about some betting angles, etc. Race 6 is over 1,400 meters, and I have Giraffe leading, Still a Star behind lead, Quantum Mechanic, Zoo Dancer, Tish Goddess, and Anavisto, all trying to punch forward into maybe an OSL or a forward position. Only words, 1 out, 1 back, probably end up being 3 out, 1 back. Love Cessation back on the fence. They're the ones that are taking a forward position. As far as the market is concerned, Instant Celebrity is no firms there, but it's hovering around the $3.90 mark. We have Giraffe at $4.20 is the best available. And we have Still a Star at $7. They're the three that are taking up a fair percentage of the market in a very big field. I'll go to you first, JJ. What are you thinking here?
So just Anavisto's out, which was a chance. The last, I think, 5 winners of this race have all come through the Cockram. So that's Instant Celebrity coming through that race. So that's the logical, obvious. I just had a couple of negatives around it. Sort of the wide barrier will get a long way back. Plus, it's a little horse, TB, if I'm correct, and I guess the 59.
I wouldn't say it's a little horse. No, it's a really good type. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll talk about it later, but
no, that's all right. So I was sort of looking around Instant Celebrity and sort of found Still a Star. So first up, had 2 good jump outs in Tassie, and the last two runs at Caulfield before a spell really like. So it smashed Missile Mantra before at its previous start, which was flying at the time, and then start before that, good run on pace when Mr. Quickie ran it over late. So I thought that sort of sits 1 out, 1 back. We'll get PR, and thought that was the play at the odds. Giraffe I was against, just being, 6th up now this campaign. So just wondering how much it's got left in the tank.
You know what, weird thing, Jay, you might have noticed as well, there was a drop off from its 4th up run to its 5th up run as well. And normally once you're getting deep in the preparation, you see that little dip. It is a bit of a negative sign, but still may be solid in the market due to map positive situations. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, so that was that was sort of my play. I'll be backing Still a Star.
Really? TV?
Yeah, tricky race. It's definitely one I'll play late. I'm hearing a lot of negativity about Girath. It really paraded poorly the other day though, and still posted a pretty good figure. D-Lane goes on, so that's, and back to Flemington. So I think it could probably run better than last week. But I'm expecting I think the layers will come for it. So from everything I'm hearing, so there could be an opportunity to back it late. I think Instant Celebrity's the class horse of this field. I'm not that excited. Not that excited by the price to get too involved. I'm not worried about the weight or anything like that for it. The other one that I thought might do something might be Zoo Dancer. Third up, D. Oliver goes on. It's had a little freshen up jump out in between its last 2 runs. It hasn't been posting very good figures, but it does have a massive peak at this track and distance. So I think it could do something.
It looks a setup, doesn't it, TB? Just the
Yeah,
2 runs at 1200 and then back to the scene of the crime.
Feels like the grand final.
Yeah.
It's such a Melbourne thing, isn't it, guys? You know, you love your setup races. I like them just going to the front and winning. Yeah. You guys like the target races.
The other impecunious, I don't even know how to say it, number 15. It's been racing was racing in Sydney in the autumn. Really got warm a lot of times. It actually paraded a lot better at Sandown, but had a heap of improvement. I think we could see that horse improve second up here.
The bandage is off.
Yeah, that would be nice to see. The other one that jumped out really well, Butter Chicken. I think it might have some serious ability. It's quite big odds. So yeah, I'll be waiting late. There's a lot of horses first up here. Obviously got these 2 Tassie visitors that I want to have a good look at. So
I suggest yard's really important here, guys. There's a couple of freshies here that Jesus, they went out on massive figures. So that is interesting, definitely. Yeah. Okay, anyway, guys, quaddy numbers. What are we doing?
1, 5, 8.
Let's go long here, I reckon.
I'd be happy to chuck 14, 15, and 17 in.
And you know what I love about that, TB?
What's that?
Well, the bums down the pub don't look that far down the page.
Yeah.
So it ends up you're more likely to get a value result.
And we'll chuck 11 in as well. That jumped
11.
out well.
Yeah, did try well.
And I'll give an honourable mention because I saw it mentioned in the chat room about number 4, Only Words, which I think somebody got $121 to win and 30 the place. And I think 30 the place isn't too bad there.
Yep.
Anyway, let's move on to race 7. I'll bring up a map. And as far as prices are concerned, we're looking at Jonker, favourite, 460. The Astrologist, 550. Away Game, 650 is the best on offer. Express Pass. Oh, TV. Come on, give us a smile, brother.
So you go well off the 7-day backup earlier this year. So.
And $8. And number 1 Satori at $7.50. As far as the map is concerned, looks like we're getting a fair amount of pace going forward here, guys. Front page will be rather aggressive. Jonker's an absolute speed machine, but they don't have it crossing it. And Grey Worm punching up there 3 wide. Serious suspect as well. I'm assuming that a couple of connections will decide not to get into a speed battle up front there. Have you got an opinion on that, Matt, guys? Because off just raw figures, it's quite.
Yeah, I think Jonker leads pretty clearly. Splintex and the Astrologist will be right up there with Front Page. So those sort of 4 across up the front, down the straight.
Yeah,
Okay,
I thought front page, Jonker and Splintex at all. I mean, they're not going to. I don't think they're going to overdo it. Going down the straight, but I think there will sort of be that 3 wide leading line. So I think the astrologist serious suspect. They'd sit off them. So
isn't Joker a lead at all costs kind of horse? So I'm
Yeah.
agreeing with you there, JJ. But, okay, sweet. So there's the map. There's the market. We'll go to you first, TB.
yeah, tricky race again. I was against Zatori here. I'll just eliminate that one. It's going up 3.5 kilos more than what it carried last year, and I didn't like its jump out. Mark Zara also rode it when it won this race last year, so it's got a inferior jockey at the moment with Luke Curry on. So I thought there was enough negatives to take it out. I can't get rid of Jonker, but don't have a great feel over it. It did jump out. It must be weird when we keep saying jump out to you, good. Trialled really well in Brisbane behind that boom Rothfire. It trialled really well. They've put D Lane on, so I have to respect it. It's probably the one in the market that I could consider off if I see everything I want to see from a parade perspective. I've had enough of the astrologist now. Deep into a prep. I feel like it rates down a bit on the good tracks as well. So I was happy to take it out. So I mean, Zatori, and Splintex too. I didn't think that was a very good performance by Splintex first up. I thought it was weakish late. There's a fair percentage of the market taken out. I am giving Express Pass another chance. I think it might be a little bit.
Come on, you've won your money now, TV. You've won your money. Don't be that loyal. Don't be that loyal.
Can you see it's did it improve off its rating, Gord, last time when it was on the 7-day backup?
Oh, let's bring it up. Oh, fucking hell, that was a big figure. Jeez. If
it backs up well here, it's sort of going to be in that right running line.
So last time 7 days up was a 95 to a 98.6. But I have that fifth up performance being its peak easily, mate. It's a 101.
Yeah.
But when you actually declared it at 25 to 1.
Yeah. That was a glorious moment. I think it fits in. I think away game might fit in. It hasn't been a horse of mine. I don't like the race it's come out of much, but I am against a fair percentage of the market, so I'm just trying to find something to back here. The other one, I thought Luna Fox actually jumped out really well. I've seen worse $91 shots than it. And the old boy, Be Good to Your Mother, for those $5 punters at home, it's not the worst one to chuck your $5 on it.
Well, no. If you're I don't care whether you're a $5 punter or a $50,000 punter. Backing a winner's what it's about, TV.
Yeah.
And by the way, I've seen JJ chomping at the bit here, mate. So come on, let's give him a crack.
Sorry, the one I forgot because I did what the people at the pub did and forgot to look right down the page. I think front page could actually run a bit of a race here. It needs to lead. Well, like down the straight, you don't actually have to be leading. You can sit off the leader, but have open air, which obviously suits the horse. Its career peak, which I'm sure everyone remembers, was down the straight where it just absolutely blew them away. And at $20, I'm guessing we'll get more on the day. You could find something worse. So Express Pass.
It's not enough, mate. It's not enough. Not enough, seriously. That Flemington run is sensational, but just the jockey and the trainer.
Yeah. No, I'm hoping I'd get, but if I get 30s, 40s, I'm not, I'm not.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah.
JJ?
I thought this was pretty straightforward. Thought it was a 2-horse race, Jonker and away game. So Jonker could lead, blow them away. Otherwise, away game gets a beautiful smother and gets produced late and gets there. So you can tie both their form through exhilarates up in Brisbane. So I don't think there's too much between them. So I just had those two. Zatori, I think, going to be trained for mile races this time in. So happy to be against. Agree with TB. Splintex I was disappointed with that run first up. I was on it. The astrologist, I thought, it's just a rung below away game and Jonker. And then the others are just bits and pieces. So I was sort of, keen on those two, and we'll bet up on them.
Okay, well, I think it's a 2-horse race. Number 2, Jonker, and number 9, Away Game. 2 from 9. I don't mind a little bracket like that. As far as quaddie numbers are concerned, guys, where are we going?
I'm happy with those two.
I kind of, TV, you made some good case with Melbourne, but I'm not giving you express pass. You made your money out of it already. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
What about the 15?
Yes. Well, no, I don't want to give you the either, but you're allowed to say something. So.
Yeah, no, like to be honest, it was a tricky race for me to sort of commit to a horse like Jonker right now. But yeah, it looked like it was the only bet out of the shorties with Express Pass. So yeah.
Just guys, one question here. You know, it's so important about like barriers in the straight racing. How are you expecting outside or inside to be better?
Well, typically the outside fence is the better part of the straight.
Yeah, the wind's coming from the grandstand across, so potentially it would normally be favour the outside horses, but those inside horses might get some protection from the wind. So,
and so what you're saying is they're going to be coming down the middle, JJ, with protection, because none of them are going to go to the inside. Is what I'm asking. There's no chance the inside's going to be the best ground.
No, I'll be up the crown, I'd say.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Interesting stuff. Okay, so we've got 2 and 9, and by the way, TB, you goddamn well flying, so you can have as many numbers as you want. Do you want to choose more than just 11 and 15? But we've got many in the first leg. We're going to go.
I'm going to chuck Luna Fox and Be Good to Your Mother in my quaddie. So
okay, so look, we've got to go with you. You're a man on fire. So we're adding 3. Jesus Christ, 10. I'm overruling you on Express Pass. and 15. Jesus Christ. Right. Guys, for a $16,998 investment, you'll have 1 unit on JJ and TV's quaddie tonight. Okay, hell. Okay, let's move on to race 8. Over 1,600 meters. As far as the market is concerned, we've got Incentivize, a super hyped horse, which means there's no surprise about an early firm in these early markets. We've got Mahunga $5.50. We've got Tafane $5. Got Inspirational Girl $7.50. They're the only ones that are in single figures. And as far as a map is concerned, we have Mount Popper going to the front. You guys agree with that or not? Anyway.
Potentially.
Yeah. Sort of half inches, massive odds. Tafane probably pushing forward to get OSL, maybe Aegon sort of putting pressure on there. And Sir Dragonair, I'd assume they drag first up, guys, but off my early speed figures, they've got it challenging up front as well. And then Incentivize actually has a few options there about whether it punches forward to get sort of like 1 out, 1 back, or just does a nice soft run as well. Any disagreements or opinions on the map?
Yeah, I think based on that early money for Incentivize, I think that settles in the first couple. Williams will be. JJ,
it's such a high horse. It could just be dumb money. You know what I mean? It could just be amateur money that's affecting that market.
Yeah. I still think it'll settle in the first couple. In its trial, it sort of jumped and just travels. Tafane, I had right up there as well.
Okay.
Sweet. I didn't see any reason for them to ride Incentivize different to its normal pattern. So I expect them to go forward. Whether they care if they lead or not, though, that's the question.
Well, they're not trying to win this race, are they?
No, exactly.
No.
Okay, JJ, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, couldn't touch Incentivize at that price. Just seems pretty ridiculous. A mile weight for age. So I'll be backing Tafane. I thought it'll be ahead of its main dangers. And the run over 1,400 first up, I thought was sort of good signs for a mile this time in. and just thought we'll sort of be able to get the first run on them and hold them off. You can tie the Sydney form through imaging with Moanga through its last start. So I don't think there's too much between them. I just thought Tofane gets map favours from Moanga. Japanese horse, I think some chance as well. But yeah, good bet on Tofane for me.
Yeah, okay, so that's interesting because that that horse outperformed what I expected off that Japanese horse. Oh. Well,
yeah,
TV. I think this we definitely are looking for a little bit of a late yard information in this race, though.
Yeah, definitely. It's sort of, again, a hard one to commit. I was a bit like you, Gordon. Mount Popper at 41's sort of grabbed my attention if it goes forward and leads here. Like, I remember in the review show that they were saying the sectionals were looking okay. It did some work in the race, and you know, if incentivized hands up to it, you know, it could get a pretty nice time of it out in front. When I first did the form, I'm like, geez, I actually could back incentivize here. It's sort of not the best race I've ever seen, and you know, there's a chance it could lead and dictate, and so that stuff that we were seeing up in Queensland, it's still freakish.
TV, what's going on with this horse? You know, we're looking at 70s, 50s, 80, 92, 95, 101, 105.
Yeah, it's just you know, it's crazy what was happening. So
JJ, what did you think of the trial?
Oh, it was super impressive. It was never off the bridle, travelled. If they gave it a squeeze, it would have won the trial by a couple of lengths.
So TV, so you're going to wait until late, obviously, and see it in the yard.
Yeah, I'll wait to see it. I was a bit pissed off last night that it did open at 750, and I thought that 750 was actually pretty good bet, but I missed it by the time I'd done the race. So, it's just got to, I don't know, there's just a bit of feeling that like this could be a proper horse, and there's not that many here. Like, so, you know, I'd definitely be considering it.
You
got a Cox Plate winner, mate.
Yeah, but not
an all-aged, a Stradbroke winner.
Well, I thought, no, but I actually thought Sir Dragon.
But I agree, JJ. I agree with TV.
Yeah.
You know, I actually thought Sir Dragon 826 wasn't the worst. I just, you know, don't really like it on good tracks as much.
Yeah, I just pen it on a good track.
Yeah, I'm sort of against that Moanga race, but of course it could win. Like, it's a hard map to sort of be, you know, to be stamping. This is how the race is going to be run, and so yeah, I'll be waiting.
Quaddy numbers, guys.
5 and 6 for me. Maybe and 13.
AJ?
You had 12 in there? Yeah.
No.
I was happy to leave it out just because I had doubts over the mile. But
please,
you could, you know.
Yeah, 12's in. 12's in.
12 and 3 for me.
Beauty. And my play will be laying number 10 to the absolute maximum that I actually do, which is my hunger, guys. I think it's got none. Okay, let's move on to Flemington race 9. We're looking at 700 meters. We've got Skyman. Yeah, scratching from last week. I think you guys were keen on it, weren't you? $3.40 favorite. A little emergency down there at $11. Floating artist. Secret Blaze $6.50. Ziegfeld. Running around again in single figures, $9. They're the only ones in single figures. And as far as a map is concerned, let's bring it up. I've got Ziegfeld leading, maybe Ballet Master punching up to make it work a little bit to cross it, or maybe Ziegfeld.
That's out, Gordo.
Just come out.
Okay, so this is just lead on your ear, so no wonder it's still short.
Yeah.
It's got so much early speed compared to the rest. There's no comparison. So we've got maybe long arm punching through, good idea, maybe coming across, Florian maybe doing something to get sort of 3 back on the fence, floating artist, maybe getting 1 out, 1 back. Wow, this is one of the weirdest maps I've ever seen on my stuff ever. Let's go to you, JJ. What do you like?
I went looking for Skyman. Barrier 1 was just the little negative that I had, and probably shorter than I'd at the current price for me to play it. So I was sort of looking around it.
Just a question there, JJ. Like barrier 1, absolutely no speed in the race. Could they show some intent here? Because I would love to see that.
If it's Chris Waller, I think they'll try and track him behind.
Yeah, but then Flemington, you can just get locked away and possibly not get a crack at them. So
that's kind of weird with the lack of pace. That if they did punch through, they might be in a lovely little trailing position on Ziegfeld. Anyway, interesting.
No, that's a good point. But yeah, the other ones I went looking for, 16 long arm, second prep in Australia, which I sort of something that I have a look at. Has form behind Charlie Rose, which was well backed in the Heatherly first up at Caulfield and ran third there, and that can punch forward in the first couple. Other horses, Floating Artist, that can go forward. Third up has a bit of fitness against these first up horses. And the other one was Secret Blaze. So fourth up off over a year off. Ran second in a Blame at Flemington. So loves the track. Obviously that barrier is a bit of a worry, but sort of potentially playing around Skyman with those 3.
Some of those 3 you've mentioned have got some good stuff in their careers. They're not showing it quite now. Like, I love those attitudes. Yep. There's a little bit of a question mark here, so I'll go for a horse that maybe hasn't done it recently, but I know it's got the figure to win the race. So, that's what I went. So,
that's what I sort of went looking for with those 3.
Any guys, TV?
Well, Ollie's had the ride on Ziegfeld last week, which he completely stuffed up for Azza and myself. That horse had lengths past the post that he didn't use, just sitting off no effort. So it controlling, I think he'll run him along and make it not a huge test because he doesn't want to bring the stays into it too much, but I think he'll run along at a decent tempo to give his horse the best chance to win. I think Skyman will punch forward, try and get on the back. Pretty typical play for Chrissy Waller from barrier 1. D Thornton, pretty good jockey. He'll push out if he needs to, and try and find a gap at the top of the straight. It fits in. It comes out of a brutally run race last start, and I think it'll derive heap of benefit. It walked enormous first up. It could definitely rise up, but I feel like it's pretty short at $3 right now. This is probably the hardest field it's ever contested. Furion, another one too for the Lindsay Smith yard. It's been given 8 weeks off. I didn't think it was probably fit enough to win at 2000 at Flemington in its last run, but it got the job done. Ran pretty good time. I think they'll be positive from the barrier and it'll put in the race. So those were the ones I was. Ziegfeld, Furion, Skyman were the main ones. I do give Floating Artist a chance. That horse did improve massively first start to second start. It sort of did surprise me. I know I backed Kulth to beat it, and that was good improvement for a horse that's going to be better over a lot further. So it sort of fits in. I'm not against Secret Blaze. It's just I think it's got it against it with the map and Luke Nolan. Ziegfeld, Fury, and Skyman would probably be my main 3. But I'd give a good chance to Floating Artist as well.
Well, that's it. This is just a race that I have no interest in taking any positions. I'll be having a a red wine by this stage, guys. What are the quaddy numbers, guys? Be real quick, get it over and done with. Just spit them out right now so we can get them down and move on to these other two specials earlier on in the day.
So we had 14, 16, 17, and 10.
Oh, well, I love you again, JJ. You're a man of my heart with those. Taking advantage of totalizing pools, although they're not big enough anymore, which is disappointing. TV?
Yeah, I'll just chuck on the 8 and 9 on top of the numbers JJ just gave.
Beauty.
Happy with that.
Okay, sweet. So, yeah, good luck. And I hope everybody out there has at least $10,000 to put the quaddy on. But if they lob some of these longies, it could be juicy, couldn't it, guys? Yeah.
Get the proportional quaddies going.
Yeah, anyway, guys, I won't do map style pricing, but I'm just going to quickly mention two races you guys were interested in. So race 2, obviously, there's a definite horse of interest here. Was that you, TB, that was interested in this race? I think it was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the one looks Artorias here, just looks like an absolute moral to me. The only horse I could imagine beating it might be Lightsaber, just, out in front. Lightsaber will go forward here. It's not a bad 1x3 play. But yeah, I'll be definitely looking to back Artorias. It returned fantastic. Its trial coming in was fantastic.
It seems like you might have used some of your earlier accounts there, TV, to get some money on there at the $2.20, $2.10.
Yeah,
180 is your best there.
Yeah, I think I don't know if we'll get much better than 180, but it just feels like one of those horses. It doesn't matter what, I'll take whatever odds are on offer. In this race.
I love it. I love it. It'll just win. Don't worry about the price. By the way, that's a bit of a joke, guys, but it's one that I do all the time. And JJ, race 3, I think, is yours, where you're super keen.
Yeah, well, I mean, Gordon, TB, I know you'll be all over ingratiating, but I was happy to back Finance Tycoon in this. Has a win over ingratiating. That last win at Caulfield before a spell was super. I just thought, yeah, the jump outs were great. I think it bounces, leads, controls, and wins.
Okay, that is super keen, JJ, and I love it. Nice and succinct. And just ignore us. Dominant win last start. I don't care. The horse with the best figure in the race is number 5, Ranchan, which is 20-1, which is quite interesting.
That's a first acceptor for the Cox Plate, Ranchan.
Really? Well,
which was interesting, I thought.
They obviously have an opinion. I think it's been written by some decent jockeys for that stable as well, which is interesting.
Ingratiating second up at 1100. Any concerns there, Gordo, TB? Thoughts?
Small field.
Yeah.
See where you want.
Freshened up. The reason I'm favouring it at the moment, like I'm with you. I think it's obviously a 2-horse race here, but as a 2-year-old, it wasn't the best Prater, whereas Finance Tycoon was. So I think it was a bit more up and ready. So I know the new stable though with Finance Tycoon. So
I love this. I love this when the figures guy goes against the yard guy. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I haven't backed either yet, but I think I'd be leaning towards ingratiating.
Okay, sweet guys. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that. I'm sure we've found stacks of winners, seeing as though we've tipped 72 horses in the quaddy legs there. But, by the way, great information. I'm definitely going to be betting on the card after your advice and the fact that you guys are both flying and doing an awesome job. So thanks for coming on, JJ. Thanks for coming on, TB. And you can get all the Racing Rant stuff. There's a stack more information as far as pricing, access to the chat room, which I know you two are very active in races all over Australia. And sometimes it's those out wide joints where it's easier to find a winner than the group racing on a Saturday Metropolitan program. So, JJ, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
TB, awesome work. Keep it up.
Thanks, guys.
You guys are legends, and stop recording. I'm used to stopping.